we're gonna play Joe Button TV, and we're gonna play what he just, as far as just happened the other day on his show. He had like a 3-hour show. Adam 21 was I would assume a co-host, and what they did on the show is worth me playing the whole. What you said now? Say what now? So I'm driving from Midtown Manhattan all the way home. We're gonna critique this, and I'll give you something better to look at than me.
Here.
What's it say? Read it, man.
Read it.
I ain't reading. The billionaire black.
I ain't reading it neither, yo. I'm with energy and vibes and frequencies. I can't read. You read. It's yours, nigga. You put it out.
Which one?
Any of them. Read that one right there. Hey, Alex, put the arrow above the one you wanted to read.
Oh, I didn't know you'd be.
Yeah, that one right there. Yeah, that one right there. Yeah.
I interviewed.
Yeah, that one. That one.
So they have what's happening. Let me give you a little background real quick. They are accusing Adam 21 of profiting off of black trauma, and that his titles alone are titles that they find questionable. They're like, what's going on with these titles? So that's what we're listening to now. And by the way, we are on 5th Avenue in New York City, and this is 53rd, and now this is 52nd Street. And this here to the left is I can't remember, St. Patrick's Cathedral, something like that. Okay, so we're gonna continue.
FBG Cash, and this is a clip from the interview. FBG Cash claims Lil Durk told him to take a photo at King Von's mural.
Rest in peace, King Von.
Rest in peace,
FBG Cash.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is like this is not just an isolated incident.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That's what he talked about in the interview. That's what he talked about.
That was it.
I mean, that's
not at all.
It's an important thing you talk about.
But this is a microcosm of this business and what goes on and how some people look at black artists, black lives. Like, come on, Adam, you got a bigger responsibility in this as a multi-millionaire from fucking hip hop.
Truth bomb. I know all the guys. Listen, I know many guys from O Block, right? I've been there. I know these guys. I interviewed a bunch of them. I fuck with them. I fuck with the G's as well. None of them have told me that they think these titles are in any way out of line, because to them it just seems like common sense. If you're going to interview these guys, of course you're going to talk about the shit that they actually talk about in their
Now you sound like a label head.
No, now I'm tight, kind of. I ain't gonna hold you. Think about this.
This interview came out, he had no complaints. None of the O Block guys had any complaints. You guys are so much more sensitive than the actual gang.
You know why? Because we're in our 40s. Stop.
Yeah,
No.
Oh, stop it. You're more sensitive because you're in your 40s. That's Ish, by the way. Ish is the guy who started off saying, I'm tight right now.
No, let me finish. No. He's saying we're more sensitive. We're the young black people that are these kids' parents. These are our little brothers. These are our fucking nephews that are outside killing each other, and you white people are now interviewing them.
What about when they went?
So, in the Joe Button TV, there's this engineer that's been with Joe since day one. He's a day one. And his name is Parks. Parks is the one who yelled out, yo, 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 because Parks is a white guy who's into hip hop, and Ish is yelling out how Adam 21 is somehow some white guy that's in hip hop, as if white people don't belong in hip hop. This is what Ish is doing. Say what? Say what now, Ish? What you said now?
What about when he went on those music and dissed all his ops in the music so that I could then later ask him about it in interviews, right?
I would love to finish.
Finish.
He ain't making the money you are. You sitting there interviewing these black kids that are fucking killing each other and y'all monetizing it. That's not cool. I don't give a fuck what they talking about in their songs. Y'all are turning a profit off of this black trauma of them killing each other. Yeah, they the ones doing the killing because they young and they dumb and they don't fucking know no better. We 45 and 46 years old and we know better because these are our nephews.
What is Ish talking about? These are our nephews. You're profiting off of the trauma of these young people killing each other. Didn't they just sentence one of the first rap group artists? What the hell is this guy's name? He killed somebody because he thought he was making a homosexual gesture towards him or flirting with him. So he wound up killing him on like a train station platform. And this guy is like 60-something-year-old hip-hop artist. What is this guy Ish talking about? As if the violence in hip-hop is all due to young people. Stop it.
So they not your nephews, and that's why you don't see the Kevin Samuels shit in the same light that we see it, because you're a white dude and you don't understand what he is. Except Kevin Samuels was causing a black
drill rappers aren't worthy of being interviewed.
I'm not.
Mind you, Ish is the one, and Joe Buttons are both the ones that said that Kevin Samuels deviated from his original goals, and that karma is what Joe Button said, how karma, could have gotten the best of him because of the way he said the things he said. So what are they talking about with Adam 21? He posted a bunch of stuff about Kevin Samuels right after he died to try to get the Kevin Samuels traction. Was he wrong for that on these YouTube streets? Aren't we all clout chasing? The nerve of Ish to be mad at him about the Kevin Samuels thing. I didn't even play that. That's a separate clip. This is just a clip on Adam 21 profiting off of black trauma.
Bruh, you're not gonna spin my words. I'm sharp.
I mean, that's what I'm taking from what you're saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I interviewed this dude and asked him about his music and his content.
True. And what I'm telling you is, he's 19, 20, 21 years old. He's gonna give anything just to be on somebody's fucking camera and get some light shined on his project.
I interview rappers.
What I'm saying is he lost his life.
I interview rappers all the time.
These people are losing their lives, and you keep telling me about the business of,
and I interview them, and they don't
know
talk
better.
about crazy shit. No, because they do know better. I'm telling you, most street rappers, when you interview them, are not gonna say shit about their ops, or they're not gonna whatever.
Older ones.
They're smart about it.
Older
right?
ones.
He was someone. That's a normal word to me. He was someone who was more open about the people he was beefing with. Obviously, he's like Lil Durk's top op while he was living, right? And so he's talking about his problems with Lil Durk because that's a prominent theme in his music and stuff.
Stop. This ain't funny, Parks. It's not funny, Parks. Stop.
Enemy. His enemy is a word that has been used for as long as time. Okay. He's talking about this stuff in his content, so I asked him about it during the interview because that's what a lot of his content is about. Of course, I want to know about the conflict that he has with one of the top rappers that he has beef with.
True.
How can I not ask these guys about the shit they're making music about?
True. You're not saying one wrong thing.
Right.
You are not saying one wrong thing. What I'm saying is, I find it somewhat disturbing that somebody that is outside of what these boys endure on a day-to-day basis.
They're not boys. These are young men. Stop the cap.
Interviewing them and monetizing it for your own personal gain when these kids are dying. This is them and their family's trauma that you guys are monetizing to turn a fucking profit. And you're calling it journalism. That's not fucking journalism.
They're gaining from it as well.
No, they...
The nerve of this man to think that he can tell a person what journalism is. This guy, Ish, really be feeling himself.
Yes,
they're
He's promoting his music career.
care.
There's a reason why these dudes, in particular, you got Ruga and FBG Cash on the screen. They both fly to Los Angeles to do an interview with me because it's promoting their career and their business that they're building for themselves. The fact that FBG Cash got into this random ass situation where his ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend shot him or whatever the fuck it was. What does that have to do with anything? That's just some bullshit that happened after the fact.
Even the way you stop, Ice. Yo,
Ice is trying to say, even the way you just said that, he was, I guess, a little too matter of fact. You know, he wasn't sincere enough. Mind you, this is somebody who you have as your guest, and they're hitting him with this, and this has nothing to do with the Kevin Samuels thing was first, where Joe was trying to approach him about how he came up with all this Kevin Samuels stuff and didn't even have any, like, he just basically scrounged up Kevin Samuels footage in order so that he can, you know, take advantage of the traction. And this is the second part of the ambush. First it was the Kevin Samuels ambush. Now like he said, FBG Duck and what's the other guy who was running down the highway who got shot? He had that album called Osama, an amazing album. I love that album. It was really, really good. And he was sleeping with some woman, and the woman's man waited for him to get in his car, followed him, and tried to kill him, and succeeded in killing him by chasing him down the highway. Got out of the vehicle, and he's running down the highway being chased by this woman's man that he was sleeping with, and he loses his life. What the hell does that have to do with young people killing each other and you now making money off of that? Like, I don't get it. I just don't get, how are these people ambushing him like this? Let me see. Somebody said the thunder sound sounds like he's trying to find a voice. Oh no, wait, let's go back. Thunder sound, what's up? Big Elvis, what's up, buddy? How you feeling? I say that with all due respect. The thunder sound could be a female. Sounds like he's trying to find a voice as an old head in hip hop, since the demographics, I guess that's like for the Democrats, and the age have changed. The demographics and age have changed. Sounds like he's trying to find a voice as an old head in hip hop, since the demographics and age have changed. Okay. Adult 21 actually brought Kevin Samuel on as a guest. That's right, he did. So I guess he just went back to, he put out a bunch of clips of Kevin Samuels, and these guys are pissed about it. It's like, what? Say what now?
You and your girlfriend, you said you and your...
I was just saying that to make it clear that he didn't die over some gang shit. Like, it's not like he got killed by a rival gang member that he talked about in my interview. He got into some totally separate shit.
Listen, you and your fiance were gonna, you said you guys got proposed to by somebody to do content.
Right.
You turned it down.
Right.
Why'd you turn it down?
Because we ultimately decided that we could do a fine job on our own.
You had black friends growing up?
No, time out. You found another way to monetize your content and cut them out.
Right.
You didn't need them.
Right.
They need you.
No.
You just said they
They don't need me.
They
want
need
to
them.
do content and reach out to my audience.
You just said 2 sentences ago, my last question, that
Every catch had videos.
Hey, yo, not for nothing, this dude Ish is like kind of barking on Adam 22. It's one thing for him to want to be the contrarian in the room. It's another thing for this guy. He's like barking on his guests. What are you doing, man? You gonna You're gonna have somebody show up to your show so that you can now start barking on them, raising your voice at them?
Millions of views before anybody interviewed.
I don't care. You just said that they profited and you profited. That's what you said.
It's a mutual relationship.
They don't know.
Yeah, it's a mutual relationship. I got a poppin' YouTube channel, and you're gonna want to get on. Like right now, you're gonna want to get on Vlad TV, Adam 22. You're gonna want to get on. What's the cheese? What's the cheese? It's cheese, something cheese. What is that? Help me out in the comment section. Like there's 3 to 4 you're gonna want to do. So yeah, they know that when they go to Adam 22, he's gonna ask the questions about the petty shit. They know this. It's a mutual understanding. These are adults. These are not children. They know the power and influence that YouTube has on these streets. And Ish is barking on the guests.
Enough. It's like me taking a 17-year-old girl or an 18.
This is a grown man. He just did like 7 years in prison before he did this interview. How can you just treat him like a child and say he doesn't know enough?
Because mentally he's going on songs bragging about his fucking killings. That means he don't know
enough. Like an exaggeration. I don't know that he bragged about killing anyone. He'd probably be in prison if that was the case. He raps about street shit, right?
What I'm saying is this.
He keep
he does. Everybody that's grown ain't grown mentally. You agree with that or no?
So you think I should be doing like some sort of intelligence evaluation? Should I give them like a quiz where I have to prove that their IQ is high enough before
I think you should be doing that.
No, you don't have to do that.
What
I'm asking you is, do you agree with me, yes or no, that every grown person in age is not necessarily the sharpest knife in the drawer mentally?
Do I agree that there's a range of intelligence?
I mean, how broad is that fucking question? Excuse my French. But, like, you want me to have people know that when they come to my show, I'm going to ask about the petty stuff. They know that they can just say, I don't even want to get into any of that. They know this. But they yet choose to talk about it. And now, because they chose to talk about it, shows proof that they're not competent. Their, cognitive abilities to understand reasoning to the degrees that Ish deems, sufficient. Like, the nerve of this guy. You come to this show, you're gonna talk about the petty, and you can always say, nah, I'm not gonna be interested in that. Will that show not get the 900,000 views because you didn't want to talk about the petty? Possibly. But just because you talked about the petty doesn't mean that you're incompetent, doesn't mean that you're unable to stand up as a man and represent yourself and tell your side of a story that you deem relevant to your story.
Sure. Okay, cool. Are there smart people and are there dumb people?
But for him to have a problem with what I did up there, he ain't answering a fucking thing up there.
There are smart people and there are dumb people. This is easy.
All right, cool. So some people, would you agree also, are more easily manipulated than others?
Sure.
Oh, cool. Okay. So in them doing this, they're coming on your platform because your platform is huge.
Okay.
Right? So do you agree that them coming on your platform, you said it already, that it has a benefit for them as well as you?
Of course. Yeah.
So do you also think that you are monetizing this black beef trauma shit that these boys are going through?
I mean, incidentally, yes. I am monetizing it because when we make content on YouTube, it's monetized by default. But that being said, this is content that the people clearly wanted to see. You see the view counts. These guys are popular. People want to hear from them. There's tons of other platforms interviewing them.
So that's your rule. If people want to see it, I'm putting it out. It don't matter about
Because
black,
I mean, but
black
you
all in the
realize
name
I
of
actually like
content.
this music. You realize I listen to drill music, right? So these people are people I'm genuinely interested in meeting and having conversations with, and then I put it on like,
Hold up. Hey.
But you know what?
Hey. Wait. Because I say it all the time here about how that's not a fan. That's not a fan.
No, I actually listen to it. Like, actually,
Awesome.
that is the music I like the most in the world.
But
Same, but
your
go ahead, you finish.
your behavior and your train of thought isn't aligned with the well-being of these people. You just listening to songs.
The well-being.
You don't really give a
The well-being of these people. You telling me that an adult has to be, you see, I'm not trying to be funny, but this shows that victim mentality, that codependency, that I don't know how to say this, but it's very democratic. What Joe Buttons is trying to say, and he did say, yeah, we should do some sort of test to see if they're smart enough to be interviewed. He says, yeah, because Joe is very boule. Let's not get it twisted. You could tell by his mother and father, who he's very close with. He's extremely boule by default. Not saying that he's taken on any of the boule teachings and moving in that direction, but he's very, he can pass the brown paper bag test. His mother and father probably had to go through that, and they've pushed down, the class system is big time, because he's very, nose up in the air, clutching the pearls, and doesn't understand you N-words. At times, he can be like that. Let's continue.
Talk about any of these people.
Why? That's such an extreme leap for you to take.
No, it's true.
Wait, stop. Well, let me read some of your shit.
These are people I interviewed and they continue.
FBG Cash reacts to FBG Duck's mom. Like, you putting moms in this shit.
Diss them.
What the fuck business is that of yours?
She's a whole personality.
Yeah, like, what do you mean? This woman has a whole platform. Like, what are you talking about? This woman is a relevant topic in the hip-hop world because she has a platform, one in which she gets tons of views. Unlike yours truly, who only gets a few.
Out here, everybody knows her.
Even I'm gonna give you an example. Like you said, you listen to drill. They all know that's the narrative about me. That's all I listen to. Not true, but that's the narrative. We sat down with an artist from the South. I'm not even gonna say his name. Folks who are familiar with him know who he's beefing with.
This is Ice, by the way, who's speaking.
He's been beefing with. You know what I'm talking about? I know. Yeah. Not once did we ask him. Had an amazing interview.
Yeah, because the Joe Button television show is not into the chatty patty. Well, they do chatty patty, but they're not into the petty. They don't. Joe does petty all so good on his own that they don't need to even ask anyone about their pettiness, if that makes any sense.
Did not ask him about that one time at all. Right. Because we're not trying to shed light on that. We're not trying to promote that. You are still an artist. There's more to you than that. Right. And we don't need to sit there and clickbait that.
And that's the problem. We delved into who this kid is as a person, what he grew up and what he endured in growing up. Y'all don't.
That's your show. Adam has his show that they agreed to go to. Come on.
Give a fuck. Y'all care about what the people are gonna go to immediately.
What can we put out here to get clicks? Fuck what happens because of this. Fuck if anything comes back after this.
And this shit is detrimental to these boys evidently because they fucking dying. And y'all could give
he keeps calling them boys. These are not boys. These are young men.
talks about it because y'all turning a penny from it.
Wait.
Another weed is gonna grow right where that one grew. That's my only. When he dies, it's gonna be another fucking drill rapper to come take his place that we're gonna interview and monetize as well.
And here's my issue. I ain't seen one BMX biker nigga up there yet.
They are.
He done left the BMX niggas, came to hip hop, did this shit.
You can find tons of BMX content that we make.
Yeah, because Adam 22 comes from a BMX bike riding background. But why bring that up? Because it's like it's like Adam and what he does. I mean, the guy got big from having porn stars on his show, interviewing porn stars. You know, it wasn't the BMX bikes. It was the porn stars that launched him to the next level in the YouTube streets. So for Joe to bring up, I don't see any BMX riders there. Like, what are you talking about, man? What are you doing? Say what now? What you said?
Where's the BMX nigga that died where you went to his mom and said, yo, this nigga died, he got shot in the fucking head, his mom said, fuck these niggas over. Where's that from the niggas you fuck with, your little biker niggas?
I'm not aware of any sort of situation like that with BMX riders.
I know. And guess what? I don't see none of these BMX shits with no 600,000 and 700,000 views neither.
Yeah.
So it's more money in the nigga trauma. Come on, dog.
I mean, I interview rappers that I like, and then I ask them about problems that they have with other rappers that they are open about on records.
Because what?
Because I'm interested and because I know that the fans are interested.
Because what's with y'all's
the idea that's wrong, and I'm basically just describing YouTube. What if you interview people and you ask them about the shit that people are actually interested in? You guys trying to somehow find a way to make this evil deed?
I'm asking about your fascination with black trauma.
I'll give you that. This is impressive storytelling. You're adding this weirdness.
I love the way Adam, he's handling his own well. You know, I have to give him props. You know, he's not a child, and he's not uninformed.
Narrative to what I'm doing that I don't think is accurate at all.
Adam is up there. It's not us. We reading your shit.
But you're creating this narrative that I'm just doing this because that's like I don't know because I want to see these people die or something. About this shit because it's important to them, and then I ask them about it in interviews because it's important to them, and people want to know.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think, like the example I gave you, do you think you could sit down with one of these artists, interview them about them?
Right.
Without the drama.
I do all the time.
Of course.
A lot of people just don't say shit. You'll ask them, so what was this line in this song? Was that about so and so?
But that's not what I said. That's not what I said. They're just not answering your question.
Can I do an interview in which I don't ask them anything interesting? Yes, of course. I think that's suboptimal. I'd rather do an interview that answers all the shit that the fans want to know.
Why you can't find something interesting without that?
Without death.
I think that's very interesting. Why does it have to go to death? You're just assuming that everyone's just dying left and right.
Dying.
Most rappers who beef with each other do not die at the end of the beef. It's just fucking words. It's rap.
That's where you see, and that's the disconnect. These niggas are really dying. This ain't just rap beef.
He knows.
This is not rap beef. This is street beef with people that just so happen to rap.
Being a rapper is a very dangerous job. But there are hundreds of rappers out there, and there aren't hundreds of people dying. Most rap beefs end after the album sales tank or don't tank. And it's just like your rap beefs grow, you know, and a lot of the rap beefs that we even hear about are contrived, and arranged. Let's play that game like that's not happening. So that was the end of that. The service and worse. This is the edge of Brooklyn. There's nowhere for me to pull over and read this. Let me see if I can get, when I get to the light, if I can read this stuff. The thunder sound. Vlad and Adam will be 100 videos off this topic. We'll make 100 videos off this topic. He will not talk to liar like that. Well, I just wanted to just
You going crazy here.
Which one? What's it say? Read it, man. Read it.
I ain't reading.
The billionaire black.
You going crazy here.
Which one? What's it say? Read it, man. Read it.
I ain't reading.
The billionaire black.
I ain't reading it neither, yo. I'm a...
All right, so you are appreciated. Thank you for taking this ride with me. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and like always, I love you.